So welcome back to my channel. This is Dom and an update on some of my painting projects. Now it's been a while since I did one of these and this one probably will cover quite a long period of time, as in time that it took me to paint, not time that you'll view, because as you know, if you've been following the channel, I've been down the rabbit hole, which is the Bruce's in Ireland project, and so I've been doing a separate string of videos showing progress in that and showcasing all the figures that have been painted there, and that's been predominantly my focus over the last few weeks and months, has been doing figures for that. But I'm a big advocate of variety being the spice of life, and to keep yourself fresh when you're painting, I like to do different things, and so that's what I'm showing off here. So this, first of all, is a group of knights. These are 3D printed Reconquer knights from the 11th century, I think, is when they were set. Absolutely awesome figures. Martin, seventh son, printed them off for me. He was testing out his printer more than anything else, I think, and sent them over to me, and I had great delight in painting them up and sticking them on a big base in honour of him, because I know how much he likes a big base. Now, there was a slight misprint on the leader's nose. He's missing his nose. So I thought that I could have tried to green stuff a new nose on and what have you, but in the end I thought, you know what? He's going to be part of the character. So he is Edgar the Ugly, and he's leading his band of grizzled veteran knights towards the Holy Lands. And I painted them up as wearing the black Hospitaller costumes and cloaks. These were done with the new Vallejo Express black, which I think it really works well. It's got a grey look to it, but it's really, really good. I accentuated it slightly with a dry brush, a very lighter grey over the top, very lightly done, just to pick out the top folds of the cloaks and things, and I'm really pleased how it came out. The flag I bought from Mez's Miniatures. He does those pre-folded flags like that, and I just thought it worked perfectly for this group. There's a couple of dogs in amongst the horses. They are from Wargames Atlantic Dark Age Irish range, and I just thought got loads of them, so I stuck a few into various bases just to add a bit of variety. But yeah, can't speak highly enough of the Reconquer 3D prints. I think they're just amazing detail. The horses on them particularly, just awesome. So the horses themselves predominantly painted with speed paints or express paints or contrast paints, depending on which one I took out the bag. Martin didn't print off any shields, so I took off a whole load of the Victrix plastic shields that I had spare and put those on, and the transfers on there are from Little Big Man. So yeah, that's a small unit of elite knights led by Edgar the Ugly, heading off to liberate the Crusades, and I'm very pleased I am with it too. So next up, this is a medieval mule train or supply train. Not sure, I think I got this out of a Kickstarter, 1066 miniatures I think it was. I just thought it'd be fun and add some character to some of the games, particularly if you're doing a scenario or what have you. So have the two mules being led by just a peasant of some sort. Again, I added the dog from the Wargames Atlantic Dark Age Irish boxes, because I've got so many of them. And I just like these mules. I thought they were really cool. So one's got obviously some sort of liquid, either wine or water or probably beer or something like that. The other's got various packs of cloth and what have you. So put them on a nice base with Vallejo mud effect and some of their water effect to create the puddles and the splashy areas. But yeah, bit of fun, something a bit different. Talking about something a little bit different, these are some 15mm T34s from Battlefront Miniatures. They are plastic ones, obviously. I bought a big box of them when I was at Boards and Swords for one of the crack cons, and I thought I'd painted up loads of the T34s, and then in fact my mate Jono took some off me, and the rest of them, these 5, I painted up just again for a bit of variety, something different. Now the front rank ones are with the 85 guns, 85mm guns. The back ones are with the 76s. I basically constructed turrets for both types, so they can be 76s or 85s, and I could just swap out the turrets. So basically I could have 5 T34 76s or 5 T34 85s, because the kit is so versatile that it gives you turrets. I keep wanting to say helmets. Gives you turrets for both sides, and you can just make them up and then just swap them in and out as you need to. So really pleased with how these came out, although some of the stickers, the transfers, had already gone off, even though it's only been about 6 months or so since I got them out. Some of the transfers went a bit wobbly, so I'll have to try and get some more at some point. But really pleased with how these came out. Really simple to do, just basically undercoated with black, and then heavy brushed over with a matte green, then washed with a sort of camo wash, dry brushed with a sort of I think I used deck tan to dry brush it up, and then I did actually use a weathering pencil, not that it really shows up, and then put them on bases with the Vallejo mud, and then sort of dabbed a little bit of mud around the tracks and the back and what have you, just to sort of show where mud might have been kicked up from them as they moved through the Russian steppe. So there you go, bit of fun. Really pleased with how they came out. So next up, something a little bit different. On the Plastic Crack podcast one week, Ken decided to talk about fantasy. I don't do an awful lot of fantasy, although I have in the past done a little bit of Saga Age of Magic and a couple of games of Oathmark, and I'd love to do some more, but it's not really a thing down the club. But anyway, in solidarity for that week's topic, I thought I'd paint up some old figures that I had in the collection. So these are a couple of Lord of the Rings figures. They are from Games Workshop. They are Gorbag and Shagrak, I think it is, and another orc. And I just basically had them. At one point I was tinkering with doing a bit of Lord of the Rings strategy game, because the guys on the podcast were so keen on it, and I thought I'd give it a go. But in reality, I just realised that I'm never going to do it, so I haven't really done anything with the figures. But these I painted up, and these will go on eBay, just because, as I say, just really want to do something for the fantasy week. They're not the best figures, actually. I have to say, we always rave about how good the sculpting are of Games Workshop figures. I was a bit disappointed by these, if I'm honest. The detail on them was not great. The moulding on them was not fantastic. They've come out okay in the end. I mean, I used a lot of washes and a bit of dry brush and some different metallics and what have you on them, just to sort of work it through. And I think they're a reasonable standard now. For somebody to use in their collection, but they won't be in my collection. But there you go, that's them done. So next up, this is a bit of a cheat, really. This is a group of 15mm German Second World War miniatures. I think they're Battlefronts or somebody like that, Flames of War anyway. I picked them up on eBay. They were going very cheaply and weren't very good. So I made them slightly less good, or slightly less bad, shall we say. Slightly less good, that would be a bit of a bummer of a paint job, wouldn't it? So I just touched them up in bits. They had weird things, like I had These are Germans, and they had brown boots on. I don't know whether somebody had been using them as Americans or what have you, and various other bits and bobs. Some of the equipment wasn't very well painted up, and a lot of the belts for the rifles hadn't even been done. So I just did simple things like that. Gave them a bit of a basing to match the basing I've already got on my Germans, and Bob's your auntie. I've got another load of squads, which is probably more Germans than I'm ever going to need. So there you go. So even though I prefer an Allied army to a French army in the Napoleonic Wars, for some peculiar reason, I do have a grim fascination for all the different unusual regiments that are in the French Napoleonic army. And none less than this unit, the French Imperial Guard Marines, or I think the Marines of the Guard is actually what you call them. Basically, a bunch of sailors. And I just always been a little bit fascinated by them as being a slightly different unit. So when Foundry were doing their Christmas sale, I picked up some packs of them, and that's what these are. They've sat on the painting desk for quite a long time, probably a good month, half done or bits done, and I just thought I'd better get on with them. So this recently I've just cracked on and just got them finished, which I'm pleased with. They've come out okay. The only thing I'm struggling with is the flag. I mentioned it on the plastic crack the other night. Struggling with what flag to use with them. Lots of useful suggestions there, so I need to probably, because I can't find one commercially or even a free download, so I'm probably going to have to try and create something myself. Seems to be a sort of purple flag with an anchor on it, from what I've seen. Either that or just slap on a sort of an Imperial Guard flag. After all, they are part of the Guard. So anyway, another unit done. Another unit for the 95th to destroy. So this is Steve, my mate Steve, from the Plastic Cracks Fault. He was talking the other night on one of the streams about the fact he hasn't painted any badges and boroughs for a while. And I thought, no, neither have I. And I remembered I had this guy already primed up and ready to go. So I painted him. And it's supposed to be a Hedgehog Witchfinder. Of course it is, you will say. Yeah, another wonderful, beautiful Badges and Boroughs range of figures. There's just something about them that just I thoroughly enjoy painting. They're just like a breath of fresh air, something completely different. And I really enjoy doing them. So it's not my best one, but I'm quite reasonably satisfied. Certainly with his face I'm quite happy with, and the flames on his torch I'm quite pleased with as well. Some of the edging is good, so yeah, he'll do nicely. He'll sit into the band. I haven't played the game still. I've got masses of them, but I can feel at Salute I'm going to pick up a few more of the special ones that apparently are being sold there. Particularly that giant bear. He's definitely coming home with me if I can find him. There you go. Another Badges and Boroughs. So I've also been getting back, as you've seen, into the 15mm Second World War stuff. I played a game of O Group the other night down the club with Jonathan. We promptly forgot all the rules and had to take a long time working way through them. But I realised how much I enjoyed them. We're going to have some more games. So I picked up from Flames of War. This is a platoon, I guess, of Stuggs. Early War Stuggs, I've painted them as. And they're nice. They're nice models. I have to say I prefer their Battlefront's pure plastic things. These were resin bodies with metal wheels and metal guns. Always find the gluing of them a little bit fiddly, yeah, they've come out pretty well, I think. I'm just waiting on some transfers to put on the side of them because I realised I hadn't got any left. So they're sans that, but otherwise pretty much done. So yeah, quite pleased with how these come out. Used the Vallejo mud and sort of used a brush to sort of work that in on the sides of the tank and the back where mud would have sprayed up. I also tried out one of the weathering pencils that we used at or gave out at CrackCon last year, and I'm quite pleased with the effect. They've got sort of a weary, worn unit of Suggs ready to cause some devastation to the Soviets. So there you go, that's them done. And then finally, for now, not on the turntable because they wouldn't fit, a couple of 3D printed buildings that I picked up from eBay, I think. These are, I've no idea what the manufacturer are, but they do come apart like this, so you can get into them if you needed to. I'm going to use them for O Group, I think. I've got plenty, I've got a whole load more of them actually as well, so I can do some sort of cobbled streets of buildings. They're okay. They're a little bit unkept, but I wanted them to be fairly sort of worn out, and they certainly look that way. So there you go. So that's what I've been up to. As I say, this video has been filmed over a succession of weeks, mainly because of all the Bruce's in Ireland forces that I've been painting up, which have been predominantly what I've been working on. But as you'll know if you follow this channel, I do like to chop and change from time to time, and it just keeps me refreshed and happy to, yeah, just happy to keep painting if I can keep the variety going. So that's what I've been doing, and as a result, these are from quite a number of weeks rather than my normal sort of just here's what I did this last week or so. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. Any questions, any thoughts, let me know in the comment section down below. And I will see you again soon. This is Dom, signing out.